Welcome to Walk with Elias. I'm your host, Elias J. Williams, two L's. And today we're going to talk about why you shouldn't argue with a woman and what to do if you find yourself in that situation. Now, if you enjoy the content, please like, comment, subscribe, share, all of those wonderful things. I do not provide this content for monetary benefit. Um, Simply here to share some knowledge as I learn things or regurgitate things that I've learned from my youth. So, why you shouldn't argue with a woman? Well, in a nutshell, it shows that you lack any emotional control. And if you can't control your emotions, how can you lead the conversation to where it needs to be, which is a resolution? The man is always supposed to lead. If you're having a conversation with a woman that turns into an argument, arguing with her leads you both nowhere. Someone has to take charge. You, the man, should take charge. Carl Jung has a theory on anima and animus, and um, you can go and research that. I won't go into much details, but the anima happens to be the female representation inside of a male, and the animus happens to be the male representation inside of a female. So when a woman is arguing with you, he calls it animus possessed. But in a nutshell, she's reacting from her masculine core, or the little uh, dot in the yin yang that would represent the masculine side of her. So because she's still a woman, you have to acknowledge that, and that she's acting from a place that she's probably not very familiar with. You have to be the one to lead in that situation. Because while men have the capacity to be violent, a true man is usually under control. Right? He's not going around and being ridiculously violent. He's able to control his passion and control his impulses. But the potential to be violent is there if he's pushed into a corner in a situation where he has to defend someone. Um, in that situation, if you find yourself in a conversation with your girl, with a woman that turns into an argument, the first thing you need to do is just listen, right? Listen, shut up. Don't really say anything, because you don't want to. You want to acknowledge that she's upset about something. She's trying to tell you something, so you want to listen. But if you're busy arguing with her, well, then chances are you're not listening. And the easiest way to make someone match your demeanor is to do the opposite of them. So if there's an argument and you want the argument to come down, you should be the cool, calm, and collected one. So you want to listen to her. You want to be able to repeat back what she's telling you. If she's asking you a barrage of questions or throwing things at you, well, you want to slow it down, break down each individual question, make sure you understand it, and respond individually to each one. But again, the key thing is to listen. What you will notice is that eventually she will come down. She will back down because she has to match your level to have a conversation with you intelligently. And where anger resides, intelligence doesn't. You ever heard somebody say they saw red? They don't remember what they did after that. Yeah, they don't remember, or they didn't think after that, because they were filled with anger. And think of anger slash intelligence like a cup filled with nothing. Right? Cup has nothing in it. That's your intelligence. If you fill that cup up to the top with water, which would represent anger, well, there's no space for the air or nothingness. So that's essentially what happens when you're angry. There's no space for thinking or intelligence to take place. So in order for there to have an intellectual conversation, you have to bring her down to that so that you can have a conversation and not an argument. So to regurgitate, to reiterate, You should not argue with a woman because it shows that you lack emotional control. If you lack emotional control, you cannot lead. If you can't lead, then you can't bring the conversation to a point of resolution. I love you today. I'll be here tomorrow.